Happy Monday, everybody. It's Medium Jody Jones coming to you live for our weekly connection with spirits to gain some insights into how we can make this week awesome and to receive some guidance on how we can make our journey that much easier. As you're popping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Let me know how you're doing on this Monday. Let me know how you're feeling with all of the energy that's been coming through lately. Everybody's coming on. Hi everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome. So, of course, you guys know that every Monday when I come on to connect with you, before I connect with you, I do meditation. I establish my connection, of course, with not only my guides and angels, but your guides and angels. And I collectively ask for some insights and some guidance into what would serve us best for this week. And so the insights that they were giving me that we're all collectively kind of needing right now is some ways to recognize when we need to lighten our load, how to lighten our load, and things that will affect our vibration that maybe we're not quite aware of and that we kind of have adapted to and we carry on through. Let me know as you're coming on. I can't see your comments again, so I don't know why Facebook is doing this, but please do leave your comments as you're on here. I will go back and check them after. For whatever reason, they do not come up when I'm doing it on my phone, which really kind of sucks. But anyways, you guys can hear me and see me okay, because I can see you're on there and I can see the hearts and the thumbs coming up, so that's awesome. Okay, so I love the way my spirit team always gives me, analogies, they give me a little bit of a story and a download so that I can understand, the purpose of the message or the purpose of the insight that I need the most. And so for today, they literally showed me and gave me the example of if you were to reach into your pocket and you were find a piece of rotted fruit. So you had an apple that you had finished eating and you stuck in your pocket, a month ago or 2 months ago, and you just completely forgot about it and it was in your coat pocket. And you reach in there and you find this piece of rotting fruit in your pocket. Now, the first thing that you would do is you would look for a place to get rid of it, right? Am I right? Does that make sense? That's what you would do is you would find it. You would recognize that it was rotten, that it served its purpose, and that you didn't want to have the stink or the mess on you. So you're going to dispose of the rotten apple. And so you throw it away. And so Spirit gave me that little analogy of way of explaining it is the exact same thing that we are meant to do when we have the life lessons or we have the experiences that we have. Once we receive what we need to receive from it, we need to recognize the energy of the experience and recognize that it's time to move on, it's time to release it, it's time to let it go. But unfortunately, we have what's called our ego and our pain body. And for whatever reason, they like to hang on to some of the life experiences, some of the events that we've had, because of course they are the same vibrational frequency, right? So our pain body, the frequency to the pain body is sadness and grief, loneliness, trauma, victim energy. That's all pain body energy. And then of course ego's energy is the fear, it's also strength as well, but it's also the struggle and the drama and anything that feels hard. And so these two energies exist in us along with our soul energy, which is very neutral. And so of course, energy being energy, it needs more energy to keep on going. And so, of course, ego will always be looking for fuel, right? So it'll be looking for experiences that has fear or experiences that feel hard or experiences that feel difficult. And pain body will be doing the same thing. We'll be looking for experiences that are highly emotional, highly traumatic, highly dramatic, right? So those two entities within us are always looking for those fuel sources. And so they will find them in other people. They will find them in situations. They will find them in places. And of course, it's our job here to recognize that that vibrational frequency is not meant to stay with us. So just like the rotting apple, once you eat the apple, you have the experience from the apple, then you are meant to discard the apple. And so it's the same thing from the experiences that we have. We are meant to learn from the experience, and then we are meant to release it. We are not meant to hang on to it. And some of us have a lot of, past traumas that are unhealed. We have a lot of things in our, maybe even just that's happening now that, triggers that are coming up for you, emotional triggers, the emotional blockages that are coming up for you. All of these things just represent energy in your energy field that is either in alignment with what you want, or it's in alignment with what you don't want. And so you can recognize how each feels, of course, right? Because when you're in alignment with something that you want, you feel inspired, you feel creative, you feel fluid, you feel joy, you feel bliss, you feel all of the good stuff. And of course, when you are in alignment with something that you do not want, you, of course, are feeling resistance. You are feeling the anger, the fear, the bitterness, the rage, all of that stuff. And I can promise you this, it works both ways. When you are in alignment with all the stuff that you do not want, so you're feeling low vibrationally, you will be attracting other people who are also feeling the same way into your experience. And you may be attracting those who have a lot more work to do than you do, and they're acting as triggers for you or are triggering you to feel certain ways. And so we have to have this recognition, of course, that when somebody or something triggers an emotional reaction to us, it's because that emotion resides within our frequency, within our vibration. And so do yourself a favor. This is not meant to be a judgment on yourself. This is not meant to be make myself feel bad because I'm feeling like that. It's simply meant to show you that you have that rotting apple in your pocket and you need to throw it out. That's it. When you dig that apple out of your pocket, you don't look at it for a day or a week or an hour and think about how stupid you were to keep an apple in your pocket and how horrendous it is that it's now ruined your pocket. And yeah, you get my gist, right? We don't do that. We throw the apple in the garbage. See you later. Sayonara, apple. Thanks for feeding me. Now you're gone. And we need to do the exact same thing with any lower vibrational feelings that we have, whether we think that they are coming from a specific person. Of course, everything's always coming from our perception, from our reaction. But whatever story or whatever experience you have it associated with, it's just time to recognize that it doesn't serve your purpose, that it doesn't feel good, and it's time to let it go. So I hope that makes sense to everybody. Of course, I cannot see your comments. Facebook has got to fix this. But you guys understand what I'm talking about. Please let me know in the comments that you do understand what I'm meaning, because it really is that easy. And I just want to get that a point across that, of course, when Spirit communicates with me, they really, really explain that, of course, we spend way too much time in our heads. We spend way too much time trying to figure things out, trying to get to the root cause of things. And trust me, I hear from all kinds of people who are seeing this therapist and that counselor and that healer and that doing and all that. And we're going back in time and we're finding out the roots and the causes. But really, all it breaks down to is simple vibrational energy. And so if you can just get yourself to the place of recognizing how something feels, and then recognizing that it does not feel good and letting it go. And I'm telling you, it is as simple as letting it go. It really, really is. It's not something that you have to figure out in your mind. It's something that you just need to feel. You need to recognize that it doesn't serve you and that it doesn't feel good, so you're going to let it go. It really is that easy. And of course, the opposite of that is finding things that do take us into alignment with what we do want, that do make us feel good. And sometimes it's just, baby steps with that. Sometimes it's just, putting music on and dancing around. Sometimes it's having a bath and soaking in the tub. Sometimes it's getting on the floor and playing with your pets or your children. Sometimes it's just that's required in order to have a vibrational shift for you. Okay, so let's get in and we're going to get our specific cards, our messages from Spirit for this week. So right now, I want you guys just to, wherever you are, I want you to close your eyes for a moment. And we're going to consciously connect with our teams of guides and angels. Of course, they are always with you, always around you. But they do need to hear you. They do need to feel you. And so they need that interaction. It's like any other relationship in your life. You need to develop it through communication and through connection. So just join me now in closing your eyes and taking 3 slow, deep belly breaths. And as we do this, we are calling upon our guides and our angels to join us. We are asking them for insight and guidance and support for this week. We are letting them know that we recognize that our vibrational frequency is not quite where we want it to be. We could use it to be a little bit higher. And so depending on what it is that you're working on right now, whether it's something physical, whether it's something emotional, whether it's something mental, whether it's something spiritual, or whether it's a blend of it all, you're just going to ask Spirit right now to give you some guidance and support on how you can just go through everything without any resistance, how you can best get into alignment with your higher self and see the big picture in everything that you are experiencing right now. And so when you do this, I just want you to ask them to show you a card number. You could hear it or you could feel it, depending on where you are with your clairs. So whether you're clairvoyant, meaning you can see clearly, or whether you're clairaudient, which means that you can hear clearly, or where you're clairsentient, where you can feel clearly. So you're going to just ask for card number 1, card number 2, or card number 3. And I also want you to pay attention to the crystals because they specifically chose these crystals with these cards today. So that is the crystal for card number 3, the crystal for card number 2, and the crystal for card number 1. So I'm going to give everybody a moment. Of course, I can't see your comments, but start putting your numbers into the comments. So 1, 2, or 3. And this will be your specific card for this week that will help you with your guidance. So putting cards numbers 1, 2, or 3 into the comments. Also, guys, don't forget to like this video and to share the video. And I've also included in the link there, the link to my events page. So I have a couple of events that are coming up and I would love to be able to connect with you live and in person, especially when I can't see your comments on Facebook. But I would be awesome to be able to connect with you guys. And so there's a couple of events that are coming up and tickets are on sale right now. So you can grab those and do something for yourself. So right now, choosing card number 1, and you can see the crystal that is there. Card number 2, and then card number 3. And so really do yourself a favor with this. Choose the card that you feel called to. So if you didn't see it or feel it or hear it, just follow your intuition and follow the card that you are called to or drawn to. And this will be the card that will be best for you for this week, that will give you the most guidance and support. So since I can't see your comments, maybe just send me the hearts. So if I can see a whole bunch of hearts going up, then I know that everybody has chosen their card number. So they've either chosen card 1, 2, or 3. and they have put it into the comments. So that is there, and you've remembered to like and to share the video so that we can help to share the guidance for the week. There's all the hearts. Yay! You guys are awesome. That looks so cool. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Loving the hearts. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, you guys just filling the page with hearts. Yay! You guys are awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, everybody, we ready to choose now? We're going to choose our card. And so I want to give you guys the insight about the crystals as well, because of course, these crystals were specifically chosen for these cards today. So the first card, so if you've chosen card number 1 as your card, the crystal that we have on here is the rose quartz crystal. And so if anybody's ever, when you pick up rose quartz, it has a really calming, cooling, and these ones are actually they make them into the massage wands because they're so soothing. Like you could literally rub this over your face or rub it over a sore muscle, because it's literally, it's love in a stone. And so it's very, very high vibrational. Of course, all quartz is very, very high vibrational. And of course, but the rose quartz, we call it the universal love stone. It's the stone of love. And so this is about opening up your heart chakra, and especially, opening up for self-love, self-care, super, super important right now, especially when we talk about lightening our load and releasing. This is one of the go-to crystals that is incredibly helpful for this. Rose quartz is also about healing traumas, and also about, healing the physical body. So specifically for the heart, for the circulatory system, and of course for your heart chakra. And so that's for stone number 1, for card number 1. And so card number 1 is surrender to stress. Well, of course, that's awesome. So take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let stress go as you come back to your center. And so if you've chosen card number 1, remember when I talked in the beginning about being the adaptable, kind of just, we're very, very adaptable, and we don't even recognize all of the things in our life that are causing the stress, all of the stressors. And the biggest thing that we don't recognize and we don't realize is that it's our reaction, right? Our perception to things, and that we allow things to cause that kind of reaction. So if you chose card number 1, this is you letting go of stress right now. So, kind of, you can go through and give yourself a moment to kind of look across the board and see what all of the things that are causing you stress right now. So what it's, whether it's money, whether it's a relationship, whether it's something in your physical body that's causing you stress. And this is Spirit's reminder to you that you can easily change this vibrational frequency just by changing your perception of it. And so I really want you guys, they're just giving me the information right now of being able to give yourself permission to just kind of let it go, to surrender it, to not try and control it, not try and fix it. Just let it be. Just let it be, and let the power of it kind of dissipate. Let it become less than what you're making it. And we all do this, right? We all do this. We take a situation, and remember, it's ego, pain, body. We take a situation that's particularly challenging, and we make it into this massive mountain, and we build it up to the point where it just feels like it's, we cannot destroy it. We cannot let it go, and it becomes a part of who we are. And so this is Spirit letting us know that we can, by just shifting our perception, by just shifting out of alignment with the stressor, with the problem, and literally just, Spirit saying to me right now, giving yourselves a time out, just taking a time out and saying, listen, just for a moment, just for an hour, just for a day, just for as long as I can, I am taking my awareness and my focus and my attention away from whatever's causing the stress on me right now. And I'm just taking it away. I'm pulling out the gas tank and I'm not fueling it anymore and I'm not pushing that button to make it happen. I'm just going to let it go just for now. And so if you chose card number 1, I really want you just to take like a big sigh of relief, because you're being given permission to just let that stress go, to just take a time out from it, to just release it. And know that when you do this, it puts you into alignment with the path of least resistance. And you will be amazed at how quickly things begin to shift when you stop adding fuel to the fire, when it gets a chance to actually calm down and come into that neutral state. And that's where the good things happen. Okay, so if you chose card number 1, rose quartz is and of course, rose quartz is the perfect for anybody that is experiencing stress, because it's all about calming. And you think about, so in Chinese medicine, the heart and the brain are connected. So of course, if we're calming our heart, we're calming our mind, we're calming that down. So that's perfect together. Okay, so card number 2, our stone for card number 2 is one of my favorites, which is the smoky quartz. And so the smoky quartz, of course, this is, I have it in a big massive stone here that I keep on my desk, but you can wear this in jewelry. So I have a pair of smoky quartz earrings that I love to wear. You can wear it in a bracelet or in a necklace. And of course you can keep it. If you just have a small stone, you can keep it with you. But the smoky quartz is so powerful because it is a very powerful grounding stone. And so it also is a fear remover. So it removes fear from your vibrational energy. It also lifts depression and negative energy. So anything that's feeling heavy or toxic, it actually is a filter for that. So it actually will cleanse that and remove that. It also, because it's so grounding, powerfully grounding, it actually brings calmness. So it helps you to feel calmer. It's a great stone for using to relieve stress or anxiety. And very, very powerful. Of course, because it's a quartz, and quartz are clearers, right? That's what they do, is they clear. But it's think of the smoky energy, right? Like, think of kind of like when we use the sage, when we're using this is kind of like sage in a stone. So it's taking all of that energy and then removing it from us energetically. So that's the smoky quartz. And they're found all over. This one is actually from Brazil, this particular stone. It's one of my favorites. Okay, so this is for card number 2. So whoever chose card number 2, this is your card. Surrender stubbornness. That's perfect. So if you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with others and yourself. And so if you chose card number 2, this is just recognizing that you have that resistance within your energy field. And I cannot tell you, in the hundreds and hundreds of readings that I do for clients, there are times when Spirit will give me a specific message for somebody and they don't receive it well. They do not really, that doesn't make sense to me. I'm not understanding that. And, whether it's, the thing that I'm reading on them is the energy about it. And so when you're feeling that, it's resistance. It's resistance. So as a medium, as a psychic, it's my job to give information that Spirit gives it to me as they give it to me. I don't change it. I don't alter it, the information. I give it to them as I get it. And there are some people who just are not ready to hear sometimes some of the things. Some it's our BS. I say we need to be called on our BS. And so if you chose card number 2, I'm going to say that this message is specifically for you in regards to softening your energy a little bit. So, if you chose card number 2, you may be one of the ones that is forever the warrior. So forever the one that's got to fix things, that has to clean up things, that has to hold it together, that's got to put it together. And it's, and no fault of your own. In order to do all of that stuff, you have to have strength, right? You have to feel like you're a warrior. You have to have the warrior energy to be able to be the fixer, to be able to do that. The problem with always being the warrior is that it puts you into resistance with receiving. So you cannot be, and this is true, it's just the way energy works. You cannot be blocking and receiving at the same time. It's not possible. So if you've chosen card number 2, this is your about softening your energy. And so, of course, it makes perfect sense with the smoky quartz. So the first thing that we talked about is that it removes fear. And so, we talk about stubborn energy or hard energy. If we break that down to really simply what it is, it's fear. It's the vibration of fear. And remember, fear is very blocking, very stopping, very controlling. And so if you've chosen card number 2, then this is Spirit's message for you to give yourself permission to just put down the battles right now, to let the battles go, to recognize that you were choosing the battles and drawing in the people to you that are full of battles just because there's that vibrational frequency within you. And remember, so no judgment on this. This is not meant to make yourself feel bad. This is not, meant to shame yourself. This is meant to just give you the insight that it's time to soften a little bit. It's time to let that go. And Spirit's just yelling at me, the resistance. So anytime you recognize that there is a resistance in anything that you're doing, you have to recognize that that may be the moment that you just kind of need to pull back and surrender a bit. And so if you've chosen card number 2, it's time to soften your energy a little bit. It's time to put down your weapons. It's time to take a breath. It's time to let go of the control. It's time to, to always not have to be right. It's time to fall into alignment with your soul energy, which is quite the opposite, which is the neutral energy. Okay, so that is card number 2. So card number 3, for those of you who chose card number 3, so the stone for card number 3, and I know you guys will think this is amethyst, but it's actually not amethyst. It's called auralite. And so it's actually mined here in Canada. It's a Canadian stone. And they call it auralite 23. It really does look very similar to amethyst, and it is an amethyst type stone, but it actually has 23 different minerals and mineral elements within it. And so because of that, it makes it a most powerful stone. They call it a master healing stone. And you can see how beautiful it is. It really does look like the amethyst. It's got the purple, different shades of the purple within it. A very, very powerful healing stone. And so this is known as a very powerful spiritual healer. A lot of it is used for within spiritual healing. It also helps for psychic enhancements, to create your psychic sensitivities, to heighten your intuition, to help you receive spirit connection, clarity, guidance. So definitely would be a great, if you're a healer or a reader, definitely a great stone for you to have. And also because of the mineral content in it, so having over 23 minerals in it, it actually makes a really good physical healing stone. So it's really, really beneficial for many, many physical ailments. It's a very powerful stone though, and it has a very strong vibration to it. So when you first begin to work with it, it's not uncommon to feel like the lightheaded or the dizziness, and as it just raises your frequency, that's what it's doing. But it's Canadian, so it's kind of cool that it's from Canada. So that is auralite, or they call it auralite 23. So card number 3, if you chose card number 3, surrender the habit of people pleasing. So speak your needs and be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. So I'm so curious as to how many of my fellow empaths chose this number 3 combo, because of course the auralite is a perfect stone for anybody who's empathic, because it'll give you great clarity and insight into, what's your energy, what's somebody else's energy, and also help you to heighten your psychic abilities. And of course, as an empath, every empath is out there to, try and help everybody else, to try and fix everybody else. We're also, we're very chameleon-like when it comes to being able to express our own feelings, because we kind of tiptoe around other people energetically. Right? This is what empaths do. We can sense when somebody walks in the room if they're not feeling well, if their energy is high or their energy is low. And if we are, we're not empowered at this point, we will take on the energy of other people through this. So if you chose card number 3, I'm gonna say that you're probably somebody who needs to recognize that you have some empathic tendencies. And so this is, again, starting to recognize that you need to speak for yourself. You need to feel your true feelings. This is for all of the people, that when you're asked, how are you feeling? How are you doing? You always give the answer, I'm okay. I'm okay. Everything's good. Everything's wonderful. And maybe things are not wonderful. Maybe you're not feeling wonderful. Maybe things are not feeling great at all. And so this is Spirit's reminder for you that it's time to speak your truth about that. It's time to, again, remember, when we acknowledge that we're not feeling in alignment with, what we want, when we acknowledge that things are not going the way we want them to, this is not a sign that we are weak or that we've failed or that we're doing something wrong. It simply means that we have come out of alignment with what we do want. And so if you've chosen card number 3, this is your wake up. This is your, to remind yourself that maybe it's time for some deep self-love, some deep self-care, some, really creating some boundaries for yourself of saying, no, I can't do that for you. No, I'm not able to help you with that right now. And then also, so Spirit is saying to me right now, of asking for help for yourself. So if you've chosen card number 3, this is your time to, connect with your guides and your angels and let them know that you do need some help. Let them know that whatever it is you're struggling with is, it needs a little bit of guidance. It needs some support, and ask them to reach out and help you, because that's what they're there for. That's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for you to establish that connection. Okay, so just as a recap, everybody, so card number 1 was the rose quartz, and it's the surrender to stress. The card number 2 is the smoky quartz, and it's the surrender stubbornness. And then card number 3 is the auralite and the surrender, the habit of people pleasing. So guys, really kind of take a moment. Don't just rush off to the next thing that you're going to do. Just take a moment and let everything that we kind of talked about, everything that came up for you. Maybe there were some emotions that came up for you while we were doing this. Maybe you had some like, aha, oh yeah, that I recognize that, or that doesn't feel good within me right now. Take a moment just to recognize that and allow yourself to know that it's just a vibration. It's just a frequency. So again, just like that rotten apple that was in your pocket, you're not going to sit there and look at it and try and dissect it and figure out and want to know what made it turn rotten and why it went bad. You're just going to see that it no longer serves a purpose, and you're going to throw it in the garbage. And so Spirit's reminding you it's going to be that easy for anything that you recognize that is out of alignment with what you want. You're simply just going to recognize it and then let it go. You're just going to release it. You don't need to hang on to it. You are simply just going to let it go. And of course, when we do this, then we open up energetically. We create space to receive. And that's how we get into alignment with the stuff that we do want. Okay, my lovelies, I will go back and I will read the comments. So please put the comments in there. I'm sorry that I could not see them at all now. But leave your comments. Make sure that you've chosen your card. Make sure that you've liked and shared the video. And make sure that you go and check out my events page because I would love to be able to connect with you guys. The events are at the end of the month. They're coming up. They're on the weekend. So it's kind of cool to be able to do it during the day and on a weekend. Spend some time with spirit. We're going to be doing some readings. So, of course, connecting with your loved ones in spirit. And then we're going to be doing, on the Sunday, we're doing past life regression. And I'm telling you, that is such an awesome, awesome experience. Go and check out the events and just read the description and see if you feel called to join me. And I want you guys to have a magically connected week with your guides and your angels. And I'm sending you guys all huge, huge blessings of light and love. And I will talk to you guys all soon. See you guys soon.